Let me in!
Welcome to ASP Stuff Radio, the internet radio show that proudly bans Donald Trump and all Trump head supporters from listening to our show. The one where we talk about a whole lot of stuff, but mainly Donald Trump and terrorism and, of course, cats. I'm Albert Joseph Felice III. Joining me tonight is the engineer of doom, Stephen Felice, and our San Francisco Giants sport analyst, Paul Felice. Guys, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Didn't know we had special roles.
Those are I just assigned you roles.
We're famous now.
Yeah.
I guess we're famous.
Special correspondence.
Yeah. Designated tasks. So when we talk about Giants, Paul's the expert. When we talk about circuitry and wires, Steven's the man.
I forgot all about
cats.
circuitry.
Oh, yeah. And I'm the expert cat analyst.
Okay.
Episode number 7.
Cat analyst.
December 10th. Thursday.
So I sent quite a bit of
2015.
I sent you quite a bit of possibilities there.
We got a lot of topics.
But I'm not sure which ones we want to go with. And what do you want to start with? Pick one.
Well, everyone's talking about Donald Trump banning Muslims.
So he actually wants to implement a formal ban?
Yes. But
I think it's really he wants to put them in a camp.
In a camp.
A concentration camp?
A concentration camp. We want a camp that's solely concentrating on slums. Muslims.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, I don't think it's concentration camps.
No.
I believe that's alluding to the World War II times. I don't know if he's that bad, but maybe he is. Maybe can we compare him to Hitler? Is that a fair comparison?
I think people already refer to him as a fascist dictator.
Yeah, well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said he would be ISIS's pick to become U.S. president. And we know how much of an expert Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on foreign affairs and politics.
Much less everyone else. Everyone seems to have an opinion about Trump, including us.
But Trump does not speak in opinions. All he speaks in is based off his memory. Well, it's truth and memory.
Uh-huh.
And he's 100% accurate when it comes to memory.
I don't know.
Right.
So what's this serious proposal?
So we put out a statement today. We watched this, and it's impossible to watch this gross incompetence that I watched last night. And we put out a statement a little while ago, and these people are going crazy. They won't report it properly. Shall I read you the statement?
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump is calling for, now listen, you got to listen to this one because this is pretty heavy stuff, and it's common sense, and we have to do it. Remember the poll numbers. 25%,
Go Trump.
51%. Remember the poll numbers. Okay, so remember this. So listen. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
That's basically it. So until we figure out what the hell is going on, we should ban all Muslims.
Was he agreeing with that? Because it sounded like he's about to refute it or something. But he was agreeing with that.
He was reading a statement, his own personal statement that he made 3 days before. Or was it last week? I don't remember when he made the statement, but he reread it just to be clear that he stands by what he said.
So it's safe to say that if somehow he becomes president, or if he somehow becomes the nominee for the Republican Party, he's not going to get the Muslim vote.
Definitely not.
He'll probably be shot before.
You don't think
even
there's
has a
any?
Chance.
No, there's no ignorant Muslims out there or ignorant Mexicanos. Is it possible?
So there's a Muslim in the crowd saying, "Yeah, burn all Muslims, including me." Wait a minute, how did I get in here?
Well, maybe there's a Muslim that is like,
no.
"Yeah, I know he doesn't like me, but he's a great businessman." and he'll look out for the small businesses out there. And I'm a small businessman.
Okay, but now we have to be clear. He's not. He says until we figure out, quote, what the hell is going on.
What's the timetable for that?
Exactly. Maybe indefinitely. From 2 days to 10 years.
And Trump doesn't really believe in any of the stuff that he's throwing out there, right?
I don't know.
Can we safely conclude that? Because I'm pretty much convinced that this is all part of his little game.
Well,
that he tries to manipulate people.
Yeah, that's what Jabbar was saying, was that his whole thing is about trying to manipulate and for political gain, which he compared to a terrorist attack, trying to motivate people, do a certain act to manipulate people to act a certain way.
Mm-hmm. So Trump and terrorists are actually would make good friends, is what you're saying.
They do the same thing. They try to deceive people into thinking a certain way. That was his point.
Yeah, that's a valid point. That's a good point. I mean, this is all his way of trying to convince people that have kind of a weak mind to go for him, I think.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. You know how people almost different parts of the world are reacting to Trump's bold claim here, and I'm surprised no one's shocked about all the people who support this fascist.
Like all those screaming people cheering for that Muslim ban.
And forget about Trump. What about all the, 32%? The people?
Where was he speaking? Where was that? Because it seems like Trump's trying to stay on the radar, like stay in the focus. Every week he says something different that's outrageous or just stupid, whatever it is, to get attention.
Well, he made fun
to
of
make sure he does
handicaps,
it every week.
right? Well, first it was
he was insulting
Mexicans,
then
it was handicaps.
That's a derogatory term.
Then it was
to use people with disabilities.
People with disabilities. Then it was Jewish folks, right? And
people of the Jewish faith.
People of the Jewish faith.
Okay to say.
I thought he's married to someone who's Jewish, or or his daughter's Jewish, half Jewish? I don't know.
And now it's all of Muslims.
I think Trump's a quarter Muslim.
He's a self-hating Muslim.
Trump is actually Mexican also. He's partially Mexican. Do
you want me to play that clip of the NPR clip you sent me of the Trump supporters?
Yeah, send that in because it has this lady in there that sounds real ignorant.
All right, I'll play the whole thing.
Let's listen now to supporters of Donald Trump. The Republican presidential candidate provoked condemnation from leaders in both parties and around the world. He did that by proposing to bar all Muslims from entering the United States.
Muslims.
So, NPR national political correspondent Mara Eliason attended a focus group of Trump supporters. That's where you gather a small group of voters in a single room and get them to talk in depth. And Mara's on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
So what did Trump supporters say?
Well, not surprisingly, as we have seen after every other Trump controversy, this one only increased their enthusiasm for him. His supporters thought the idea of a temporary halt...
She used to be a man. Her balls were removed. Now she's a woman.
Sucked in some helium for NPR.
This microphone, you could catch those details of the nasalness.
Yeah.
Halt in Muslims coming to the U.S. was a common-sense proposal in a time of great fear about terrorism. And here's how one Trump supporter named Tina put it.
We have to do something. I mean, we cannot keep going down this path. It seems to be becoming more dangerous.
I'm scared.
We're all scared. I'm actually a little jumpy, I find. And Trump is the only one who would come out and say something like this. Yes. No one else would do it.
And so you credit him with that.
I do.
Is that the one you wanted to hear?
Yeah, well, actually, you could keep going because it has some. I think it has some other people about their sentiments about Trump.
Okay.
Heard the voice of Frank Luntz there. The group was organized by Luntz. He's a Republican pollster who does focus groups like this all over the country. There were 29 Trump supporters, mostly white, all had some college education. They were from the Virginia, D.C., Maryland area. When asked to come up with one or two words to describe what they liked about Trump, here's what they said.
Smart like a fox.
Straightforward.
Brazen.
Brilliant.
Smart.
Awesome. Speaks when he thinks.
Entertaining.
Egomaniac.
Huge. Okay, that's fine. But let me ask.
All right, that's good.
Huge.
Brilliant.
It's gonna be huge.
That's Barry Sanders.
Huge. We should be afraid of these people, the Trump heads.
Yeah, they sound
the Trumpporters.
Trumpporters.
Mm-hmm.
So the first lady there, she was actually shaking.
Yeah, she was shaking in her hackety old boots.
So what was she shaking about? I'm still not sure what she's shaking about.
She's afraid of being shot by a Muslim.
I mean, everywhere you go, you have a chance of being shot down. Movie theater, school, church,
bathroom,
company party, whatever it is. You got to be on the lookout.
Yeah.
So why don't we just look out for people that have shirts that say ISIS on them? I mean, isn't it that easy to spot them or something? Or maybe if they have a big towel on their head.
No, but remember, they want to ban not just ISIS members, Muslims. How do you spot a Muslim?
Well, the towel helps, right?
No, not all people wear towels on their heads.
But we could start with all people that wear towels, right? Wouldn't that remove?
Right, so you go to UC Irvine and tell like 50% of the students to leave the country.
But isn't that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Then
get 'em
okay,
out.
then see. So we're going down this path, right? So this is. So if you're to tell this lady Tina, what's her name, the one that's shaking like a leaf, hey, would that help? Let's say.
All right, so I'm the lady, okay? Trump, help me! I'm shaking in my boots. I'm peeing so bad. You gotta talk like Trump now. What can you do, Trump? Help me! I'm scared to go out shopping. I might get blown up to pieces by a fucking Arab. I mean Muslim.
Well, Tina,
sounds like
what we can do for you?
What can
can do for you is we can take all the people that wear those towels,
the dirty hats, like you said, the dirty little hats,
and we'll take them where they used to come from, You think that'll help?
Can you just blow them all up to shreds, just annihilate the whole country?
What'd he do? What would Trump say to that?
Probably
he would say, "I'm gonna nuke Syria."
Yeah.
No. We're talking about people that wear turbans, right? People that wear turbans. He said we're gonna. The lady's saying, "Okay, I think we just kill them all."
Yeah, I think he wants to start a war between Christians and non-Christians.
But it's funny because with the Syrian refugees that they don't want to allow into, it's only it's like 2,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
they're trying to see. Oh, well, we can allow them if they're Christian. But it's like there's no way you can tell who's Christian or what their faith is just by looking at them. So how are you going to enforce this Muslim ban if you can't tell who is and who isn't a Muslim?
Well,
the brown ones.
Well, look at their name. How are their names pronounced?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem, ban him. Ban him now.
Ban him. Get out of here, Muhammad Ali.
So
get out.
You could start with the attire, right? The attire really helps. What else? The name.
This is just like, that's where it sounds like a Nazi type of philosophy. I mean, you're repeating similar things with the Jews back in the 1930s and 40s. he had them wear a mark on their clothes to indicate that they were Jews.
So this is
put something on their door that said the Jews live here.
Yes, that would definitely make me feel better.
This was back in the World War II days. So are we in the similar times now? Are we that bad where we can go back?
Trump wants to take us there.
If we elect Trump, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now Trump's not alone. Now here's another clip. Do you have the Cruz clips, Albert?
Yes.
But Cruz is not quite of the flavor where he wants to get rid of all Muslims, but he wants to get rid of all Islamic extremists. And but see, Cruz has a real astute background, and he speaks with large words. This is why folks maybe in the redneck community will probably might favor Cruz because he speaks with big words and sounds a little bit smarter than them.
My view is we should focus very directly on the threat, which is radical Islamic terrorism and Islamism.
So you're fine if plenty of Muslims come by other routes other than what your legislation deals with. You're perfectly comfortable
There are
with that.
millions of peaceful Muslims in the world. There are millions of peaceful Muslims in America. This is not about the Islamic faith.
You said in the last few days regarding ISIS, you want to carpet bomb them into oblivion. You made a reference to making sand glow. When I hear carpet bombing, I think flattening cities. Is that what you want? You want to flatten the city of Raqqa, for example?
I think we need to use every military tool at our disposal to defeat ISIS.
You can flatten a city. Do you want to do that?
The problem with what President Obama is doing is he has not set out the objective of destroying ISIS, and he is not implementing any military means to do so. You know, last year, we had a hearing in the Senate Armed Services Committee on which I serve, and the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs were testifying, and I asked them both, I said, if the object were to utterly destroy ISIS, in your military judgment, what would be required to accomplish that task? And his answer, he said, there is no military solution to this problem. The only way to fix it is to change the underlying conditions, the poverty that drives people to radicalism.
That's what they found out in Iraq, wasn't it?
No. And as I said afterwards, with all respect, that is utter nonsense. The solution to this problem isn't expanded Medicaid in Iraq. You know, the State Department spokesperson said the response to terrorism is we need to give them jobs. You know what? In the 1940s, FDR didn't stand up and say, the problem is the poverty in Germany, and we need to help the Germans not support the Nazis. No.
FDR carpet bomb cities. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you think the solution is to this problem?
I want to carpet bomb ISIS. Now, when you say carpet bomb cities, look, no reasonable military endeavor targets civilians. Now, inevitably, in war, there are inadvertent collateral casualties, but no responsible military action targets civilians. But let me give you a sense.
But don't you then end up with the air campaign they already have, where they're being exceedingly careful not to hit civilians, but they hit a target when they can find a target?
No, you don't, Stephen. And
no, you don't, Stephen. No, you don't. No, I don't.
He's talking to me.
So that's a solution? Is that what you were talking about?
Well, yeah, that's kind of where I wanted us to listen in on, because he's comparing it to Nazi Germany. I don't know if that's the right comparison, because back in the day we had very defined enemies. It was a country, and it was that government, and that country was that fascist leader Hitler, right? Mm-hmm. Here we don't really have something that's well defined, right? And if you go to a map, Google Maps, can you Google ISIS?
The Islamic State, yeah.
So there's a
big
who's taking pictures
around it.
Yeah,
it's outlined with a wall.
Is it really? Okay.
With a flag, the black flag.
There's a big wall around it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the flag? What's on the flag?
Cats.
Cats.
It's a giant X that says "bomb here."
But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about this.
Wow. Cruz does that a lot.
Well, you didn't answer the question, because he kept asking, will you carpet bomb cities? Will you flat out cities? And he didn't answer it. All he said was, Obama doesn't want to do this.
Yeah. Well, then he's ended up. Yeah.
Yeah, and refuting that, did FDR say we need to improve the economy in Germany, get rid of poverty? No, because at that point it was too late. The time to correct Germany's problems was after they lost World War I. Mm-hmm. That country was torn to pieces and they had poverty. And out of those ashes came the Nazi Party, Hitler. They rose out of that terrible state that the country was in. And so that's how you gain supporters.
And then Donald Trump was created.
Right.
Yeah.
So
out of the ashes, Donald Trump came out.
Yeah. So, you can try to help their countries wherever ISIS has a strong influence, can try to help improve their life, but that's a long, drawn-out task that won't be completed in any of our lifetimes. But at least you avoid killing some people, some inadvertent civilians in a war.
Oops,
sorry, I didn't mean to kill your family there. Oh well, just part of a war.
Yeah. By the way,
it's just part of war.
And just in case you guys want to know, or the audience wants to know,
send you a sorry card later from Hallmark.
Yeah.
But that's what war is all about.
Yeah.
But hey, let's send our little kids out to war because I think we're ready for it. And there's a big flag that indicates where ISIS is at. I'm not going to send my kids, but it'll be your kids. And I think we'll be all good to go. and let's start the carpet bombing. Yeah. Let's make sand glow.
Yeah, that was
pretty racist.
Crazy. Yeah. By the way, there were over 100,000 deaths from the invasion of Iraq with the Bush administration.
Yeah, over the course of those decade or whatever it was.
So there's your
civilian deaths,
there's your inadvertent deaths. Well, it's probably including all that. Yeah, every person.
So there was more civilian casualties, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Than actual military folks that got killed.
Probably.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
100,000 or more.
A lot. Yeah.
You'd have to figure out the percentage. But
yeah. But that's inadvertent. That's inadvertent, for a good cause.
Sorry about that. Now, speaking of going back to the old days, did you hear about Trump also wanting to shut down the internet? The internet?
I didn't hear that.
I think Ted Cruz wants to. I think he sees the writing on the wall that Trump is going to be the nominee, and so he wants to put himself in position to be a vice president.
He'd make a good bid for that, I guess. Maybe Trump might consider him, you think?
Trump Cruz 2016.
Here we go.
We're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them, maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way. Somebody will say, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. These are foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We've got to maybe do something with the internet because they are recruiting by the thousands.
Oh wow! So he really is playing on these idiots. I mean, he doesn't believe this because I mean, for him to have all his businesses prosper, he's got to be on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So
masturbating to porn.
Is that what he does? Is that what Trump is doing right now?
I think this is a ploy to get rid of freedom of speech.
It sounds like it. I mean,
he's going to say these crazy things, ban Muslims, so that people can start saying, "Oh, we have to have restrictions to what we say and how we say it."
Yeah, this goes back. So last week, after I think it was after the attacks. And after, Congress voted on that bill to repeal healthcare reform, which included the Planned Parenthood funding.
Oh, yeah, which the Senate passed, yeah.
Yeah, well, the Senate passed it. Obviously, Obama's going to veto it since he doesn't agree with it. So that's a good thing, that can't go through. But Rubio is trying to explain the reasoning for, because on the same day, Congress also decided to do like a poll on gun reform, which is a bill that I guess Dianne Feinstein was proposing. So they took everybody's pulse to see how they felt about that. And you could see, which senators or representatives voted yes or no against that gun reform bill. And Rubio, of course, voted against gun reform to try to make it harder to buy and sell guns.
Yeah.
But his whole explanation was he wants to see more, to be able to investigate like people's phone calls, internet searches, just whatever they're doing and on their own time, their privacy. He wants to see those restrictions lifted so that the FBI, CIA can do more investigating that way. He'd rather do that than put restrictions on people being able to buy and sell guns and have inconvenience those people. So you have these philosophies, which I'm sure most of the Republican Party agrees with. They would rather free up the Second Amendment and limit the First Amendment. So
you're actually touching upon something me and Albert texted each other earlier in the week, where they are willing to defund Planned Parenthood, but on the very next day after the mass shooting in San Bernardino, there was a vote in Congress. Should we disallow people on the terrorist watch list from having guns? And they voted no on that. And also, should we disallow guns from being sold at gun shows and online? And again, they voted against that. But that's what I text you.
Right? No, I know. It's absurd.
It is,
and it's contradictory and inconsistent.
Flawed logic.
It is flawed logic. So we're against killing babies, but we're all for having guns, shooting up people at any age, at any time. Toddlers,
and having
old people.
Terrorists do it too. On top of
terrorists doing it.
The very next day after terrorists killed 14 people in California, they said, no, it's cool. It's actually cool that it still keeps happening. In fact, their rationale was, I guess, Ted Kennedy ended up on a terrorist list. So,
Ted Kennedy?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Yeah, how did that work?
I don't. They just didn't explain it, but they basically explained that this terrorist list is flawed and white people end up on it. So
I could be on it. I could be on it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, white people that shot up Colorado Springs might end up on it. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't want that. He's not a terrorist, by the way.
Ted Kennedy?
No, this guy that
Ted Kennedy,
Robert Deere, I think he's not a terrorist. He killed 3 people at the Planned Parenthood.
Yeah,
or something.
Right. He's just a troubled young.
He's a freedom fighter.
Yeah, he's
fighting for our rights.
Yeah,
he doesn't fighting for the rights of those unborn babies
and fighting for the rights of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
We ought to have those guns so we can, I guess, kill people that are against us or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy what's going on.
It's very controversial, very enigmatic. It gets everybody fired up.
Yeah. Everyone around the world seems to say that.
Divided.
No.
Well, I mean, I told Albert this right after the Paris attacks. The logic here is that a redneck or a Republican would go with is when you're faced with somebody, a random stranger that opens fire on you, is your government going to save you? Wouldn't you rather just have a gun there in your hand right then and there so you can protect yourself? Because the government's not going to come in your defense. You will come in your own defense with your Second Amendment right.
I don't know how to use a gun.
Well, learn.
So I now have to take classes on how to shoot people?
should teach us. They should be offered at the university.
Yeah, students at ASU have a petition.
101.
No, your parents should be on top of this. As soon as you strap on that diaper, be ready.
No,
that's what they want.
Students at ASU already have a petition to have guns on campus. They want to have students to bring guns on campus. It's ridiculous.
I don't know what's gotten into America.
Can you imagine me teaching philosophy saying God does not exist, and then someone goes, "Oh yeah, he does."
Ask God what he thinks about this.
Yeah. Speak to my God, my Glock.
Oh, where's your Glock sound?
Oh yeah, I need to bring that in.
Yeah.
A little late.
Jeez.
There goes
Looks like you're the one getting an F.
So everyone has a gun on campus, and some guy's like, "Oh, Professor Felice, can I make up the second quiz? I was tired and I missed it. I'm sorry. No, I don't allow makeup quizzes." And then he pulls out a gun, and then what am I going to say? No?
You pull out your gun. See what happens.
Okay, there you go. Standoff. Professor Felice and students.
Yeah,
meet at 3:00.
It's all about religion too. It's these Christian evangelicals.
Yeah.
Right.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Wait, I don't know if they do that.
We should call the United States of Christianities.
There you go. Only welcome Christians.
We could split into two different countries. One, the coastal part of the country, United States of America, where the First Amendment rules, and then the United States of Christianity, where the Second Amendment rules. Right? Why don't we just split it up that way?
And then in the small little tiny corner, we'll have philosophers, pacifists.
No, they'll be along with the United States, unfortunately.
No, everyone on the news seems to say that Trump's ban of all Muslims is, quote, unconstitutional.
Un-American.
Now, these people who say the unconstitutionality of banning Muslims seems to be contradictory, because the United States Congress, I did some research, sanctioned a ban against all HIV positive people immigrating to the United States in 1987, and even reinforced the ban in 1993. Not until 2009 did President Obama decide to repeal or lift the ban. Now, a dozen other countries even banned people who have HIV because they don't want to get sick. They don't want to die. They're afraid. They're shaking in their boots.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just being a devil's advocate. Why should we not consider banning Muslims if they pose a potential threat? If the United States of America has banned,
well, that is
unconstitutional. Into each other segment.
Wait, what?
But that is unconstitutional.
One at a time.
Okay. Well, what do we want?
One at a time.
That question. So Albert, take the side of, why shouldn't we ban Muslims? Stephen, take the side of, no, we shouldn't. Lay into each other.
Yeah, I mean, we should ban them because we've banned people who have a disease. They're going to kill us with their HIV scariness. So why not ban the Muslims? They're a posed threat to our country.
Well, all they're doing here is practicing their God-given right of faith.
Well, they could practice elsewhere.
Okay, well, what if they wanted you to practice somewhere else?
But I'm not going to go shoot up some holiday party.
Well, one of your people did shoot up a Planned Parenthood party.
No, we're not a hateful group of people.
No, you guys are actually.
You Muslims have a bad rap.
Well, we came here first, actually. If you look at it, if you go back in history, we actually settled here first.
No, that's not true. Where'd you get that fact? From your butthole?
No, I got it from my memory.
Your memory's bad. It's wrong.
No, we got to practice our
it needs some work.
needs refinement.
Yeah. No, well, so the whole point is that these people seem to be ignorant of their own history. Like, how could these, even other world leaders, different people from different parts of the country, say that banning Muslims is unconstitutional? Yet they're also the same people who sanctioned or condoned banning people with the HIV virus. How's that any different?
It's not any different. I just think people are that ignorant.
They're just ignorant.
Yeah.
So you have Donald Trump who's ignorant, and then you got the people who say it's unconstitutional who are ignorant or just inconsistent with their history. I mean...
Well, America is the land of the melting pot, right? Mm-hmm. We all are familiar with the melting pot, but the mighty whiteys would not agree with that, right? I think it was the land with whoever had the biggest guns. and honestly, that's really what this is.
Yeah.
I mean,
might makes right.
Might makes right, and what might help us sleep better at night is to think that we have a better ideology than the rest of the world.
Country.
But the fact is, we killed everybody that was already here.
Yeah,
and we took over.
We committed genocide. We wiped out all the indigenous people.
So this fact that we live in a free country, it's a myth.
Bullshit. All right.
That's new transition music.
Yep. Try to keep it fresh every episode.
So what is the next topic here?
The next topic.
44 minutes in.
Dang.
Well, remember that there's that preliminary time.
That's true.
That's right.
So, complete sharp transition.
Cats?
Oh, okay. Man, we got to talk about cats. Let's talk about cats.
Let's talk about cats.
All right. Let's talk about cats. Make sure we do that before we forget. Okay.
What was that?
It's a cat.
It sounded like a mouse.
Wow.
All right. So I decided to pull up let's see, where is it? Okay, so I have a site here. 99 interesting facts about cats. So I'm going to read off a few, and then maybe we could talk about each of these. All right, so fact number 1, an interesting fact about cats. Number 1, every year, nearly 4 million cats are eaten in Asia.
By who?
Asians.
So okay. So do we need to talk about that, or
I think we should ban Asians? We should ban all cat eaters.
Well, actually,
ban cats in Asia.
That's a lot of cats. I don't know if that's a real. 4 million cats a year. How much is that a month?
So which country is exactly?
So there's a footnote, letter H.
How many of those are Muslims?
So
Muslim cats?
I'll have to post it online.
How many?
Yeah, I think they're only eating cats that worship Allah.
Well, okay. Well, that might be okay.
Yeah. I don't know. So if you ever go to Asia, any part of Asia, and you eat, something of a meaty taste,
don't ask what's in the burger.
Yeah, it's most likely a cat burger.
I thought it was dogs.
Well, dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats.
All right.
Yeah, I think a redneck would be cool with the cats, but not with the dogs.
No.
Instead of chicken McNuggets there, they have cat McNuggets.
Cat McNuggets. Yee-hoo-hoo.
Is it white meat or dark meat?
A blend. Fact number 2. On average, cats spend 2/3 of every day sleeping. That means a 9-year-old cat has been awake for only 3 years of its life. Anyone
they like their sleep. I mean, you got to be refreshed in the morning.
I have 2 cats. Both are sleeping right now. Saul and Harry. I named them after When Harry Met Sally. Film directed Saul.
Not Sally.
But I modified it a little bit. So Solly, Sally, Saul. It was at the time when I was reading a philosopher by the name of Saul Kripke, and I was watching the movie When Harry Met Sally, and I thought, oh, there's Harry, and there's Saul. Let me modify Sally, Saul. So maybe.
Isn't Saul Jewish? I thought Saul was Jewish.
Saul's Jewish. Saul.
That's not Jewish.
Saul is Jewish.
He's a Mexicano.
Gaulish.
So how old are Harry and Saul?
I'm gonna guess 11.5 to 12 years of age.
But they're really only lived for about 4.
I would say 4 years. About 4 years that they've actually been awake.
That's what cat years are. Yeah. It's just you divide it by 2/3.
And they like to be awake while I'm sleeping, and when I'm awake, they're sleeping.
They're nocturnal, right? Nocturnal, animals.
Yeah, because I guess they like to go hunting at night, which is why they like to bug me when I'm sleeping.
So what are they hunting at the house?
Cockroaches.
There's cockroaches here.
Yeah.
All right.
Muslim cockroaches.
Roaches that praise Allah. Allah. Fact number 3. Unlike dogs, cats do not have a sweet tooth. Scientists believe this is due to a mutation in a key taste receptor.
So that's how they can eat all that meow mix day in and day out?
They have a salty tooth instead. Fact number 4. When a cat chases its prey, it keeps its head level. Dogs and humans bob their heads up and down. I don't know. How do you bob your head up and down when you're chasing your prey?
I thought humans just take out their gun and let loose.
Yeah, we don't really need to chase after anything. But dogs, yeah, that's kind of dumb. Yeah. I think if you keep your head level, you can kind of focus in and hone in on what you're hunting. They must be more evolved than dogs.
Yeah, cats are smarter. I don't know if that's a fact on here yet, but fact number 5: the technical term for a cat's hairball is a bezoar.
Is that
bezoar?
Is that French?
I don't know. And that's our cat facts.
You can tell next time Saul and Harry cough one up, you can say, "Thanks for the bezoar."
God damn it! Another bezoar.
Bezoari.
Bezoar. I got a bezoar.
It's Italian. I'm sorry.
Let's see. So those are 5 cat facts for today. We got 95 more.
Brought to you by Meow Mix.
They don't eat meow mix, by the way, right? That's too dry for them.
Harry and Saul, well, they were eating
they have
dry
a personal
food.
chef.
Yeah. I used to cook my own. I made a home cooked meal for them. It was a turkey.
So do they go by Peter Singer's philosophy, no meat?
Well, it's okay for cats to eat meat.
How come? Why is it okay for them and not humans? I don't quite understand.
Because they're carnivore. They're obligate carnivores. That's necessary for their diets. Unlike humans, meat is not absolutely necessary. We could survive without having to consume flesh.
I've seen cats eat grass before.
So if Harry and Saul did not eat a single piece of meat, they couldn't survive?
They would not survive. They would probably die. Now, Stephen, if you were to eat just, grains, nuts, and berries for the rest of your life, you would still survive. You'd probably lack some key.
Now, I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to go out and say that I don't agree with that. I think
you're not a scientist. Then you don't know jack shit.
But I would say that I need meat, and the cat doesn't.
You don't need meat.
It helps us metabolize our food a little bit.
Like all the essential amino acids you can get from a handful of pumpkin seeds, which is a lot more healthier than red meat.
But see, here's the thing. It would be 1 million pumpkin seeds versus one steak.
No, you can actually satisfy your daily requirements with 30 or more pumpkin seeds.
Then you're killing innocent unborn pumpkins.
Yeah.
That's why they call them squash. Or the family of squash family.
Gourds.
Let's destroy all those pumpkin parenthood clinics.
Hey, speaking of not being a scientist, I have a clip of Bill Nye who talks about the connection between the Paris attacks and global warming or climate change. This is interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
I liked that link of the Paris attacks and terrorism to climate change and the chaos that it could wreak.
Yeah, it's very reasonable that the recent trouble in Paris is a result of climate change. This water shortage in Syria. There is a water shortage in Syria. This is fact-based. Small and medium farmers have abandoned their farms because there's not enough water, not enough rainfall. And especially the young people who have not grown up there, have not had their whole lives invested in living off the land. Young people have gone to the big cities looking for work. There's not enough work for everybody. So the disaffected youths, as we say, the young people who don't believe in the system, believe the system's failed, don't believe in the economy, are more easily engaged and more easily recruited by terrorist organizations. And then they end up partway around the world in Paris shooting people. So you can make a very reasonable argument that climate change is not that indirectly related to terrorism. It's related to terrorism. So this is just the start of things. The more we let this go on, the more trouble there's going to be. You can say, well, stamp out the terrorists. But if everybody's leaving their farms because of water shortages, that's a little bigger problem.
Not to mention the...
This is coming from a scientist.
It's Bill Nye.
Well, he's just a science guy. He's not necessarily
Goofy
a scientist.
Science guy. PBS.
Wait, what?
Making some valid arguments.
It's a horrible argument. He says very reasonable argument. How do you go from water shortages to blowing up people?
It's not the best logically sound argument, but I guess all he's saying is they're stressed out there, and
I'm really thirsty, mommy. Go join ISIS.
There's ice. They got ice.
They got ice. That does sound refreshing. Here, son, grab a AK-47 and shoot up some people.
Yeah. It's not necessarily Bill Nye's most finest hour there.
No.
Does Krauss, does he agree with Bill Nye?
About water?
Just about anything? Does he want on his friend list on Facebook?
I have to do some research. I have to find out.
Yeah, I wonder if he's one of those guys that he thinks is completely moronic.
Yeah. But that sounded like a moronic argument. I don't know. I was shocked to hear that. I mean,
I don't know. You could maybe not direct it directly just with water, but there's some effects that climate change has on, if there's people who rely on farming as their income and they're poor, then yeah, I guess you could have somebody driven to a terrorist organization.
If that was the only option available, then maybe I'll buy the argument.
They'd pass by the Syrian Walmart and get a job at ISIS.
Right? Yeah, forget Walmart. I'm going to ISIS.
There is a Walmart in Syria.
Wait, by the way, is ISIS all in Syria?
I think that's the majority. Is
there anything outside of Syria? Like, is there any... Well, actually, no. A little bit was located in San Bernardino, but now it's gone. I guess the household of that.
I think all their ammunition was there.
That household?
But we killed that husband and wife, so the part that was located in California has been...
the Southern California branch is now closed.
They're heading to Arizona.
I always thought was fascinated by the fact that everybody thinks that ISIS is in this one specific, well drawn out location, and I'm not sure that that's really the case. I know that they've taken over several cities in Syria, and what else is there? So we carpet bomb those cities, and then all the Republicans are satisfied. Is that how that works?
It's not going to work. We talked about this before. You can't wipe out, the people. You can't carpet bomb. Why do they call it carpet bomb, anyways?
Well, it's where it's the whole city is flattened, so all that's left is, I guess,
it's a carpet, a burnt carpet.
You wrap the bomb up in a carpet.
Yeah, such a weird.
Drop it on
well, actually, it's rather racist again, because we assume Muslims and Middle Eastern people have carpets.
Oh, okay. So you carpet bomb.
Add insult to injury.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You carpet bomb. You can't carpet bomb an ideology. That's the thing.
Yeah. So
right. Just like the dodo bird's going to keep existing.
It's okay.
In our minds.
We all agree we can't bomb it. Then what's the solution? How do you fix this?
What
should Obama do?
But see, that's the whole
electric shock therapy.
10 months.
Electric shock therapy. That's
Chinese
what you do.
Water torture.
No, I think you just wipe out the ideology through brainwashing.
So what's step one? Let's just get step one.
All right.
Well, so
send
a
them
redneck
roses.
Republican would say carpet bomb.
No, we just established that it's not going to work.
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what I believe. So until we get past that step 0, because you want to get to step 1, I'm stuck on step 0. So we're not going to get anywhere.
Look, we need to have an honest chit chat, a conversation. What is it? What do you want? What can we do to meet your demands? I mean, not necessarily negotiating, just understanding the arguments. Right, the pros and the cons.
Care. Until we start using military force, nothing is going to get done.
But that's not going to solve the problem. You're just going to fight, drop carpet bombs left and right, and then that's going to instigate hatred throughout.
No, they're going to be gone. There will be no problem.
But the ideology is going to remain. It can infect other people, even if they're Syrian or not, people from...
No. I'm not sure you're getting it. Once you have bombed all these people with the ideology, they're dead.
Yeah, but you might inspire some people in the United States of America to establish some kind of fucked up mentality, homegrown terrorism, in support of ideology of ISIS.
They're all living in Syria.
Okay,
okay.
Go ahead.
So then... So if we're going to get anywhere, what can we do? So say we do bomb them, and then what?
They're gone. But why is it? So why is this logic so hard to understand?
But that's going to create other insurgencies. You're going to have other militia groups. You're going to have other organizations. That's exactly how ISIS arisen from the result of invasion of Iraq.
Them, they will no longer exist.
It's like cockroach, or like the 99.9% hand bacteria. You don't kill them all because you're going to have those that evolve.
But that's how stupid these people are. They can't even get past step 0.
Well, what people are you talking about?
Cruz.
Rednecks. Trump. Well, see, no, it's not even them. These guys are smart. Trump and Cruz, they're playing the public. They're playing. They're
playing the fool.
Playing the fool. This goes back to Star Wars. We got Star Wars coming up here, right?
That's right.
Star Wars Mania.
We're going to dedicate a whole episode on Star Wars, by the way.
Yeah, we need to do
that. That's a good segue. But who does the Force work on? It's the weak-minded. The stormtroopers.
Okay, right.
Cruz knows better. Just like Joel Osteen, he knows better too. He's making a killing, right, on all these talks he does.
Joel Osteen, the evangelical?
Yeah. He probably doesn't believe half the stuff he talks about.
Does he say anything about all this?
I mean, that's a good question. I just thought of that. But all I'm saying is these guys are just playing the public or playing the weak-minded. They know better.
Well, yeah, I still don't know what the real objective is behind wiping out ISIS.
It's you mean for the politicians or for
what's their motivation, their ulterior motive? I mean, they're going to tell the public, to keep our country safe, but I think there's something else.
Well, Zeitgeist, right? Zeitgeist would say we'd start another war.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make business boom. And by the way, one of the clips that I sent you, guess what's booming right now? Gun sales, right? And why are gun sales booming?
Woohoo!
Well, because we had another mass shooting. So mass shootings are good business for people that sell guns.
Oh, and then the bombs, they want to drop bombs or start a war so they could increase stock sales, right? And military sector.
Right after the Paris attacks, defense stocks were up.
Yeah, they went up, skyrocketed.
Yeah.
People made a killing, so they probably bought stock before the Paris attacks, and then after that, stocks went up.
And then they sold, made a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But if you start a war, if you start a war,
you're not part of the elite.
Oh well, yeah, you gotta. Okay, now we're getting into the conspiracy and the zeitgeist thing. Yeah.
That could take a whole another hour.
Yeah.
So
originally I had that. I texted you guys about the ship of Theseus paradox.
What's ship of Theseus?
I don't know if we're gonna have time, but
let's do a couple minutes here.
Well, I'll just introduce it, and then maybe we'll talk about it. We'll continue it next week.
Okay.
So the ship of Theseus is a old philosophical paradox or puzzle. Theseus was a Greek mythological figure. He's a guy that apparently slaughtered the Minotaur, half man, half bull beast.
From Chronicles of Narnia and Hero Quest.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a paradox that tackles this notion of identity. Now, throughout Theseus's sea voyages, his ship needed some major repairs, and gradually over time, it was rebuilt plank by plank. Now, the philosophical conundrum is whether the ship, after being replaced with brand new planks, is the same ship as the original one. Now, the puzzle can be traced back to the 1st century Greek historian named Plutarch, and I did have a clip of Plutarch's formulation of the ship of Theseus. I dug it up. Apparently they had sophisticated technology to record themselves talk. So let me play the audio clip of Plutarch. The ship wherein Theseus and the youth of Athens returned from Crete had 30 oars, and was preserved by the Athenians down even to the time of Demetrius Phalerius. For they took away the old planks as they decayed, putting in new and stronger timber in their places. insomuch that this ship became a standing example among the philosophers for the logical question of things that grow. One side holding that the ship remained the same, and the other contending that it was not the same.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
you okay?
That was pretty clear for such an ancient recording.
I don't know. They had better technology than I do.
They founded Skype back then. That's what happened.
So we'll continue with the conundrum next week. I want to apply the ship of Theseus and the problem of identity to baseball teams. So with the San Francisco Giants, for example, suppose over the course of several years, Bruce Bochy decides to replace one Giants player with a Dodgers player. Right? He trades Bumgarner for Greinke, Matt Cain for Kershaw, Buster Posey for Ellis, Hunter Pence for Ethier, and so on and so forth. At what point?
Bad trades.
So, I mean, if you replace all the Giants teammates with the Dodgers, does it cease altogether to be the Giants? So we think about that, and then we'll...
Maybe our Indonesian listener can write an email.
There you go. Indonesian listeners, please send us an email if you have an answer to this philosophical conundrum. You can email us at aspstuffradio@gmail.com.
No emails this week?
No emails this week, unfortunately.
And no time for the game.
You made a lot of updates to the website.
I did. So you guys can also check out our brand new website on aspstuffradio.com.
It looks really good.
Yep. A lot of hard work. And if you guys want to donate to ASP Stuff Radio, then let us know as well. You can send me an email and a check.
Or just send $2,000 through PayPal to Albert's email address.
There you go.
Go into a really good cause.
All right, let's play a quick game.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah. It's a philosophy game.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. A hungry cannibal chieftain looks you over and declares that you will indeed make a fine, exquisite dinner. What can you say to convince him that cooking you would be morally wrong?
Okay, I'll go.
Me want eat you now.
Well, I'm human like you too. So, if I want to eat you too, and you want to eat me also, then neither of us will coexist. So, we shall not eat.
I'm hungry. That's not good enough.
I guess our argument doesn't work with a cannibal.
No, that was a wet noodle response. All right, Paul. Me eat you.
Let's see.
Too late.
He's like on the brink of dying.
Wait.
And he's willing to hear your response.
Is he asking the question, or are we just...
No, he's getting a translation. Someone, his daughter.
And does Paul believe in the Second Amendment really avidly?
So, I mean, I have the right to live just as much as this guy does who's about to eat me. So what makes him in position to eat me instead of me being able to stay alive? Like, why is my right to life not as important as his?
Well, I got family. They hungry. We got nothing to eat. We only have you.
Could have a family in the future.
But my family better than yours.
Why?
Because I'm Chieftain Cannibal Man.
Chieftain. Sounds
like
American.
Donald Trump.
You could say that you won't taste good, or you have like some bacterial infection, right?
That's what Bilbo Baggins would have done.
Yeah. You don't want to eat me. I'm filthy and disgusting. I have no protein, and I've got E. coli. I could infect your whole tribe, and you'll die, and then you won't be able to live anymore.
We're all sick. We're very, very sick.
So we sounded like Jeb Bush, I guess.
Yeah,
Just gotta get better.
It's got to get better at my argument. Got to get better.
You don't want to eat me. I could taste better.
I eat nails. If you eat me, you're gonna eat my nails. You don't want nails for breakfast, do you?
I probably taste good. I probably do taste good,
but I could taste better.
I know I could taste better. If you want me to taste better, I'll taste better for you.
We'll even splash in some nails along with your meal. All right.
Yeah, I think they would like Trump better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think Trump and him would be good buddies.
The orange. He's got a weird tint on his face. What's with that weird color?
Be like orange chicken.
I think it's like hair dye coloring from what he uses to dye his wigs.
Yeah.
Well, the comb over
seeps into his skin.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes
another politically packed terrorist talk hour.
Yeah.
Yep. More terrorist talk.
Terrorist talk. You can't go wrong with that.
This should be called the Terrorist Talk Podcast.
Might as well. Did you see our comment?
Yeah, somebody commented. Who was that?
I don't know. It was by 9C.
9C. Thank you, 9C.
Yeah, thank you,
9C.
Thank you, 9C, for the comment. If you're interested in the comment, go visit our website at aspstuffradio.com. So episode 6 comment? The comment was made?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Ho 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 ho. All right, we gotta figure.
Music's gonna get us in trouble.
Is that Muslim music?
That's a medieval dance tune. Okay. Copyright, royalty-free music that I can only use.
So, like the peasants' composition.
Yeah.
By the way, this episode could have been very highly offensive to certain groups.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a disclaimer at the very beginning of our episodes.
Yeah.
If you take offense to anything, please do not listen.
Yeah, just turn it off right
to
now.
Anything.
You will most likely be offended.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I still don't have a signature signal sign-off.
But it was good talking.
Yeah.
We talked about cats.
Yeah, we did talk about goddamn cats finally.
So this is
next time.
Yeah, this is the Felice Brothers signing off.
This is the Felice Brothers signing off, saying meow meow.
Next week it'll be complete hour devoted to Star Wars.
That's right.
The terrorist attacks that the Empire conducts on the rebels.
We'll have the correlations of terrorism and Star Wars and ISIS. It'll be a terror-packed show. Until then.
Talk to you guys later.
Until then.
Meow meow.
Good night.
Meow.
So can I play the redneck?
But I want to ask about this. What? But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about this.
So can I play the redneck?
But I want to ask about. But I want to ask about. But I want to ask about. But I want to ask about this. But I want to ask about. But I want to ask about. But I want to ask. But I want to ask about.
So can I play the redneck?
But I want to ask about. But I want to ask about.
So can I play the redneck?
But I want to ask about this. 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 But I want to ask about this.
So can I play the redneck? So can I play the redneck? Let me in!
Is that a sound effect or real?
It's a real.
Was that a wet noodle sound effect? Does it sound like similar to your wet noodle?
I'm Albert Joseph. So after I say, what was that?
Oh wow!
When I say I'm Albert Joseph Felice third. Okay.
Loud sniffle.
Okay.
Maybe I should let me blow.
All right, how come our mics are enhanced?
I don't know.
I need to blow my nose before.
Blow that snot out of your nose. This is gonna be like.
Yeah, should get the no.
But lo and behold.
Sound like a slug is in there, like a banana slug.
Didn't quite get the whole thing, but guess it'll do for now. We should just do a
whole show of snot,
do an episode,
burps, and saliva sounds.
Slob episode.
Alrighty.
With dishes in the background, snot rockets. All right.
Okay.